Hello everybody and welcome to Voice of Fire Tarot. This is your weekly reading for the week ahead, going from today, Sunday the 22nd of October, up until Saturday the 28th of October 2023. So there will be three piles to choose from. So if you select pile 1, you'll be selecting the Aqua Aura Quartz. For pile 2, it will be the Turquoise. And for pile 3, you'll be selecting the black Tourmaline. Okay, so take your time, use your intuition to select which pile or piles most resonate with you, and pause the video if you need to do so as well. These are general readings, so just take what resonates and ignore the rest. If you do wish to have a personal reading, then you can do so by following the link below. And if you do like what you see in here, please remember to like, share, subscribe, comment, all those usual things. Okay, so thank you, and I look forward to seeing what you're reading. Goodbye. Hello Group 1, and welcome to your reading. You chose the lovely Aqua Aura Quartz. And this reading will be about your week ahead. So going from today, Sunday the 22nd of October, up until Saturday, the 28th of October 2023. Okay, so when I'm connecting to your energies, Group 1, it's really strange. I'm getting a lot of desert scenes. In particular, I think they call them dust devils or little whirlwinds. Correct me if I'm wrong. Little whirlwinds that you get on the desert that gather a lot of dust, or even sandstorms we could be talking about as well. But I'm getting the feeling of things being a bit chaotic and a bit rushed, and this feels like the week where things start to calm. And it's interesting that we have the Aqua Aura Quartz, and it almost reminds me of when you see an oasis in the desert, whether this be a mirage or a real one. It's like an oasis in the desert, where there's water and there's replenishment. But I just get, it's really strange because I'm getting the image of a figure, almost like one of the pages actually in the tarot, is standing there after the dust has settled, and they've got a really, really important message for you. Yeah, very strange. And it's almost like, I don't know if any of you heard of Speedy Gonzales. Was it Speedy Gonzales or Roadrunner? When he used to, in the cartoons many years ago, he used to get chased by a coyote, and he ran off and left all that trail of dust behind him. So it's almost like there's been a lot of dust coming from a lot of activity. It feels quite chaotic, but I feel that there was some calm afterwards, and I think that's kind of the energy that you're going into this week. So let's get a bit more information about that. So I'm going to ask the tarot, so Spirit, for people in Group 1 who chose the Aqua Aura Quartz, please can you go into detail more about what's in store for people this week in this group? What's in store for them, please? Okay, that flipped over. So the 10 of Wands there. 2 more cards, please. I always like to, a lot of the times I like to choose 3 cards. It just resonates with me and feels right. So that feels like it should be a central card, and it's funny it's landed on top of the Aqua Aura Quartz. And we have that one as well. So on the bottom, it's almost like Speedy Gonzales in the bottom here. We have a lot of fire energy as well with the Knight of Wands. So what have we got? So let's move this here. So we have time for rest, I think. So we have 4 of Swords. So this is complete rest and recuperation, because I feel really that you've been carrying a lot of different things on your shoulders, a lot of different responsibilities, a lot of different tasks. I just feel that you've been pulled here, to, and everywhere. It's quite reflective actually of the collective energies at the moment, which feel really, really, well, for me, they feel really, really intense. It feels like there's a lot of changes. It feels even more intense than usual, especially as we're actually going into the Scorpio season now, which is all about massive, massive transformations. But it feels particularly poignant this year for some reason. And then we have the 5 of Wands. So yeah, I just feel there's a lot of conflicting things. I feel that you've had a lot of conflicting priorities. These might show up again at the end of the week, but it's almost like you're giving advice with his Four of Swords in regards to how to approach this week as well. There's no point just struggling and carrying these things, because if you look at the Ten of Wands, he actually can't see where he's going. I know these cards can vary with the context depending on the reading, but I think in the context of your reading, what it feels like is that you can't see the wood for the trees at the moment. There's so many things that you're trying to balance, and it just feels like your priorities, different people are possibly pulling you here and there, different people are expecting certain things of you. So I feel this week will be kind of a big eye-opener for you in terms of what you can actually achieve if you actually just take moments for yourself. Have that time out for yourself. You can actually, meditate. It might not have to be a formal meditation session, but just have them times where you kind of count to 10 or count down from 10, almost imagining that golden, light coming down. You could even imagine, if you look at the Aqua Aura Quartz, it's almost like a calming, there's a calming light to this. And what's interesting as well with Aqua Aura Quartz, it's got bits of, I think they make it with kind of gold as well. It's got gold and aqua. So we've got gold here, we've got the calming waters of aqua all mixed together. So it's really embodying them, that kind of energy. And this will help you to get through all this. And you'll be able to think much more clearly. So that's what I think is going to happen for you this week. Much more calm. But there's just a little hints. I think at the week you'll get a mixture of calmness, and then there's a danger of you building up them kind of tasks and priorities again. So they're kind of indicating this is the best energy to approach the rest of this week. Okay, so it just feels a bit turbulent, but it's not really bad. It's just that your attention is being pulled in many, many different directions. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get a bit more information from the tarot. I'd like to know a bit more about this Ten of Wands, please. So, Spirit, for people in Group 1 who chose the Aqua Aura Quartz for this week, please tell me more about the Ten of Wands. Yeah, I feel there's a lot of possibly, because you've been pulled here and there, there's like a fear of the unknown. It's almost like a fear of the unknown if you don't keep holding all these kind of tasks or objectives or activities. It's like a fear of dropping them and just relaxing for 1 minute, because you're fearing the unknown. And the unknown is what would happen if you don't achieve everything that everybody is asking of you in this particular week. There's a fear that things are going to get worse if you don't do that. And what I feel that Spirit is saying to you in Group 1 is just try to just relax. I know it's easier said than done, but try to relax and restore that balance, because 4, it's a very balanced, very stable number. We have the 4 of Wands, as opposed to 5, which is very turbulent. Obviously, it's to do with challenges. Obviously, we need challenges in order to grow and develop and evolve, but you need to balance that with with that energy of 4 as well. And this will help you to face them fears of the unknown as well. And the unknown will actually not turn out to be that bad as you think they are, because a lot of the times with the Moon card, this is all about, it can be to do with illusion. Things are not what they seem to be. Things might be really, really bad and chaotic, but underneath the surface, it's not that bad. There's things you can do. There's ways of looking at things that you hadn't really identified before. Let's get more about this 5 of Wands, please. Okay, and what I'm seeing with this 7 of Pentacles, it's really somebody realizing, and again, there's a lot of anxious energy here from the bottom of this deck with the 9 of Swords. But if you pull your head, sort of metaphorically, out of your hands and you look, you actually realize that you do have a lot of resources. This seems to me, in this context, that there's a lot of untapped resources that you didn't really know you had. And this is where you'll only find this out by actually going through these challenges in a really, really calm way. It's almost like having that to-do list and ticking things off, and then you realize you actually have more time than what you thought you had, because this bush here is representative of all the different resources you had if you actually stop take a step back and start to assess. And then you can see this pentacle here. This is the answer you were looking for. But in order to do this, you need to kind of embody the positive side of this moon energy. Remember as well that we do have a full moon, a very important full moon in Taurus, which is all about our resources as well. It's all about, wealth and comfort as well. And that's happening on the Saturday, which is the end of the week. So it's really important. So maybe it could be indicating, actually, it might be useful for you to do something possibly to celebrate this kind of full moon energy. I will also will be releasing a full moon reading in Taurus later on in the week. So that might be worth looking at. This to me is really about setting goals and really having that to-do list and ticking things off. And this is a much more calmer way to approach it than just going into it full pelt and just trying to do as much as you can. This is what I'm seeing here. You're trying to do as much as you can for fear of not achieving something. When actually what you could do is just step away, see what the challenges are, and just make that list. Be organized, have that list of priorities. And this is what this Four of Swords energy is about. You're really, really starting to get that mental space. There's clarity about this as well. Okay. It's almost like taking that Virgo approach, but I'm thinking the really positive side of Virgo, which has been really detailed and seeing the details, seeing the tiny details, not being scared, seeing the tiny details and actually thinking, oh yeah, I could do it this way. Okay, so I'm going to get some oracles now. I'd like to get a bit more information, so I'm going to go for this deck, I think. So for people in group 1 for this week, please going to have more information for them, Spirit. I Ching, change, interesting. And also, you have change here. The number 5 is all about change. It's all about challenges as well. But let me see here. We have a book here. What does it say here? The Classic of Changes. It's interesting. We also have 2 coins here, which is interesting. This could be about really setting them intentions about maybe things that you want to change, or maybe it's almost like a book that's telling you how to cope with changes as well. If you open this book, and this book to me is representing this moon energy, if you look deep enough, you'll be able to see the answer of how to cope with changes, because change is a natural really phase of life, really. And it's about approaching them changes with almost with foresight, but not just with foresight, with really calmness, because not everything we can foresee in the way we want to, but it's about really approaching that with a sense of calm, and this will help you with clarity as well. Okay, anything else? I'm going to choose this deck, I think. So anything else, please, for people in group 1 about this week for them? Body and soul, interest. This is really strange. We have the number 5 again. So again, this is about, this 5 to me is about challenges, overcoming challenges, dealing with change as well. And what I'm seeing here, body and soul, I'm immediately drawn to the moon card, obviously, which is to do with our soul as well. It has many different meanings. And also the body. So I feel this is really drawing you to that need to really, really focus on relaxing, trying to unite the energy of, your physical body with your soul, really trying to ground, really trying to increase your vibrations, really increase that positive energy as well. So really start to ground it, and then you really start to feel that body-soul connection, and you will feel that you are going along the right lines, and this will help you as well with that clarity and with that ability as well. So yeah, I think to-do lists, what's coming to me a lot is really doing to-do lists and just kind of ticking things off, and then you're kind of in alignment with where you should be going. It sounds like a really small thing, but these small things you really build up to much, much bigger things as well. And it's kind of thing, I just feel like it's a learning week. You're learning how to deal with challenges, how to deal with change, and how to really organize yourself as well. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to ask spirits for people in group 1. I'd like to know, do you have any more advice for them? I feel like we've had a lot of advice already, but there might be some more advice for people in group 1 about what to do, about what's in store for them this week, please. Okay, so we have the Wheel of Fortune, followed by the Page of Cups, followed by the Three of Wands. So instantly, what I'm seeing here, I just got the message when I saw this Wheel of Fortune is just be aware of the energy you put out, and then that will come back to you. It's kind of like the law of attraction, but I don't really want to just talk about the law of attraction. It's kind of really about the energies. If you expect good things to happen, and if you're calm and you give out a calm energy, then that will come back to you. And they're kind of telling me the way to do this is to really kind of go with the flow, which is what I'm seeing here. There's flow of water behind the cups. Obviously, this Page of Cups is a very colourful card. It's very calm. Remember I said, oh, actually, that's interesting. Remember I said when I was looking, or when I was seeing your kind of energy of that page was appearing, after all that dust has settled, after might have been a dust devil or a sandstorm, the vision I saw, it's almost like this page. And you also see, it looks like a kind of oasis. I mentioned oasis as well, an oasis here, okay? And it's also offering you a cup of replenishment. And what he's saying is, it doesn't matter if a fish pops up, you know. This is about your imagination, really going with your imagination. And when you open your imagination, you start to really understand other possibilities that you hadn't really taken note of before. Remember here, we're not being, bombarded by tasks. We're actually going to release them. And what this does, this really opens out your perceptions, and you're seeing all the different possibilities. And what they're saying is to embrace that energy. With this Three of Wands, it's really to embrace the energy of stepping out of your comfort zone, rather than seeing it as something as fearful, which you have with the Moon card. What they're saying is to see it as something as exciting. It's an adventure. You don't know what's going to happen next. Just go with the flow of the universe. Have that Four of Swords energy, rather than this kind of, Ten of Wands mixed with the Moon energy as well. And that is indicating to you that you are on the right lines, that you are actually working with the universe in the right way. And on the bottom, we have the Justice card, which is also, we have here balance. So this is a sense that if you do this, if you follow this advice, you're actually going in the natural alignment. You're actually naturally aligned with the path that your soul is taking. Okay, so very powerful week for you, Group 1. A lot of learning that's taking place. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to this deck here, the Gateway of Light Activation Oracle. So this could tell me something about the energies that they want you to kind of embody and to connect to. Because I don't feel this week for you, Group 1, it's really to do about doing a lot of actions in terms of three-dimensional things. Well, it can be three-dimensional in terms of writing lists and doing things like that, but also it's very, very important, I feel, that you start to balance and refocus and align your energies. So let's get a little look here. What have we got? And again, if you haven't got time for formal, meditation, there are other ways of doing it. Just spending time for yourself, doing something you enjoy. It could be reading a lovely book, something not to do with all these tasks that you're doing. A book that really, could be a fictional book, something that really takes your imagination away. It could be, drawing, anything. It could be just journal writing. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be anything. Or even watching a film or a program you enjoy. Making time for yourself, I think, is really important. And we have here Stargate heart chakra opening, unlocking generosity. Yeah, it's feeling that we're going from a kind of a locked energy to a much more open energy. And by doing these things that I just said, this will really start to, it's about you being more generous with yourself. It kind of puts you in a more kind of prosperous energy, because your imagination's opening and your heart is opening as well, because you're doing things that your heart wants you to do, in terms of things that are aligned with your heart chakra energy. What's really important for positive manifestation as well is that we have a balanced and open heart chakra. The heart chakra is so important in terms of, it's a connection between the lower chakras, the grounding chakras and the higher chakras. So this heart chakra, it really, really needs to be, worked on really, obviously in your own way. Possibly visualizing, clearing blockages from the heart chakra. And again, I think it's about, as I said before, it's about doing things, letting your hair down, things that are not to do with work, things that are just about relaxing. And what this does, this will open you up more, open up your perceptions, and you'll be able to face the unknown with much more ease and much more clarity as well. Okay, one last word of advice, please. We're going to go back to this deck. Since we're talking about chakras, I think this is called the Oracle of the Seven Energies. Some lovely imagery on this deck as well. What do we have? Divine Matrix. Yes, what a wonderful way to finish. So we have here the Wheel of Fortune and the Divine Matrix. They're both circular, but I really get the sense that both are the same thing. Both are Divine Matrix. This is about how you kind of work with the energies of the universe, how you communicate with the universe. And when you're doing that in the right way, in the way that your soul is meant to, then you will feel that you are actually a major player in the Divine Matrix. You're actually manifesting what you want with intention, rather than getting carried along with the needs and everything of other people and all them stresses. You're actually working with the universe in the way that you're supposed to. And again, we have the number 44, which is a very powerful spiritual number as well. Massively to do with stability, grounding, balance as well. Really important for you. And when you do that, when you embody this, again, might be useful to look out. Just be aware, rather than looking for them, be aware of any kind of strings of numbers. And this could be, your angels, your guides sending messages to you. So definitely, if you see strings of fours, that could be a really, really important message for you in order to follow this advice. Okay, so very interesting reading to start group 1. Thank you so very much for watching. I hope you liked it. If you did, please remember to like, share, subscribe, all the usual things. But for now, thank you for watching and goodbye. Welcome to your reading. You chose the turquoise crystal, and this reading will be about your week ahead. So from today, Sunday the 22nd of October, up until Saturday the 28th of October 2023. So there's a really intense feeling about this energy that I'm picking up for you, group 2. And firstly, the first word that came to me was source. And then kind of source connection. So we're talking about connection to the one, connection to the all, whichever way, or God, whichever way resonates with you to describe the all, the one. Source, definitely something to do with that. And I'm getting the words fragments as well coming through. The images I'm kind of getting, it's almost like a kind of a circular disc, and there's a black tunnel going through it, and it's got a black plume of smoke behind it. So it's almost like you're fine-tuning possibly your connection with source this week. So you're gonna get a really, I feel you're going to get a strong sense of your connection, really poignant this week with source. So it could feel really, really intense for you as well. Very intense indeed, actually. So I'm going to get more information about this. So for group 2, and what's interesting, as I was, it hasn't rained at all today or yesterday, and it absolutely poured down as I was just connecting to your energy. So something very intense for you, group 2. So Spirit, for people in group 2, please can you give me an indication of what is in store for them this week? Sticking out. What have we got? So, wow, on the bottom we have the sun, very, very powerful illuminating energy there. So first of all, we have the 6 of Swords, followed by the 8 of Swords, followed by, wow, the Judgment card. So there's definitely a sense of you moving on. I'm looking at the 6 of Swords. There's definitely a sense of you moving on to another level, which is what we're seeing with the Judgment card. It's almost like you're going to get some big might be a big revelation for some of you, or just some sense of things that are beyond the three-dimensional. Possibly for a lot of you, there might be a strong connection to your guardian angel, or angels in general. The angelic forces are going to feel very, very poignant for you. And I'm just looking at the judgment card. We have these souls, these people. There's kind of a rebirth. It's interesting that we're in the season of Scorpio, which is all about death and rebirth, and we can see it's almost like they're coming out of their coffins or their tombs and they're being reborn by that lovely angelic frequency. It's almost like, they're being awoken really from a very, very long slumber, which is what it feels like for you this week. I feel like a lot of the energy has been it's like, I feel that up to now, and what might happen, you might get some sort of variations in how much faith you have, which is a bit strange, a funny thing to say, but it just feels like your connection up to now has been a bit on and off. Sometimes you feel like your connection to the one, or to source, or to spirit, or even to your guides or angels has been a bit dim, I shall say, a bit darkened. So I feel this is possibly to do with possibly what might be going on in your mind. There might be some mental health considerations as well, or just some sense of anxiety, or feeling trapped, or possibly feeling alone at the moment. But this to me is a real sense, because I'm seeing these people, they're feeling, they're being looked after. I see them in this boat, they've got these swords around them, but it's almost like you've got spirit here, defined by this man or a spirit guide or angel in your context, and he's carrying them across to much calmer waters, much more open. They've been turbulent, but there's a sense of real calmness here. And again, turquoise is that lovely stone as well, all to do with that kind of that watery energy. There's a sense of calmness that was coming through here. Okay, so I'm going to get some clarifiers, I think. So what I would like to know more about the Eight of Swords spirit, and also the Judgment card for people in group 2. It's almost like when I saw the word fragments, it's like almost soul fragments that are starting to come together, and you're starting to get a deeper understanding as well, because of your increased connection to source. That's not to say you don't feel connected, but I just feel this week you will feel a particular intensity to that connection. And this is strange. Look at this on the bottom. We have the Judgment card again. So there's definitely some kind of awakening happening here. Definitely some kind of awakening. I'm drawn to this white light as well, which I've never really looked at before. The white light one, I believe it's Archangel Gabriel around his head, which is all about, that kind of crown energy, crown chakra energy, soul side energy as well. Really, really intense, high vibrational energy, high vibrational frequency. Wow. And we have the sun on the bottom of this card as well. So definitely, it's almost like you're going from darkness to light as well. This is actually really starting to come through, and you're starting to see the telltale signs of it this week. Wow, very, very powerful. And yes, so it's all, I feel like and I was talking about fragments as well. Now in group 1, and this was about carrying a lot of things and about really relaxing. Similar for this group, but I think the difference is that you're starting to put these fragments together. It's almost like you're putting the fragments together and you're carrying on with the journey. And remember, this is in this kind of highest polarity of the Ten of Wands. You're carrying all the tools and you're going on to the next step. This is what I'm feeling here. So these could be anything. This could be wisdom, memories, things that are useful to you from the past. You're bringing it all together. You're collating it energetically, and maybe physically as well, and you're bringing it through to the next step. And this is part of your awakening process, possibly an intense spiritual awakening that you've been going through, dark night of the soul. And this week it feels like there's an intensity to your connection. There's a real sense of understanding, and these are the fragments that you're now starting to kind of bunch together. He's got them in a pile here. He's carrying them all and he's going to the next step. And the path looking at the path. Obviously, we have a calm, clear, crystal waters that we're going to here. So this is mental transformation happening here. We're going across the water. And also, when we're talking about clarity, we've gone from darkness to light. The path is being now lit up. And we're talking about, obviously, as well, some sort of connection to your inner child as well, which we've seen with this child on the horse. So it's really a connection to all the magic of your soul, really. And that's starting to come to light. And that's lighting your path much more energetically. And it just feels that you have a lot more direction by the end of the week. But there is a process going on. A process that I feel that you've been going through it for a long time, and there's been ups and downs. But I feel this week it's a particular sense of intensity and connection, which is really, really good for the next step of your journey. Okay, so I'm going to go to this deck, I think. So, Spirit, information, please, for people in Group 2 who chose the turquoise stone about the week ahead for them. So what's in store for them, please, this week? This is weird. On Group 1, in a different deck, we have the Divine Matrix, and now you have the Divine Matrix here. So what did I say? Your strength, or not your strength, but it is kind of your strength, but your connection to Source is intensified. So your connection to the Divine Matrix, the One, the All, to how things work, bringing together them fragments, that sacred geometry that you can see, that light that is there waiting for you, this higher connection. So we have interconnectedness, I can't even never say that word properly, synchronicity, God incidences. So it feels like all the fragments, everything is being pulled together, it's been kind of aligned to your soul within the Divine Matrix, and this is giving you that clarity. The path has been lighted for you to move forward in your spiritual journey. Wow, what a card. So let's go to this deck now. So this is I think it's a Divination of the Ancients Oracle deck. So Spirit, more information for people in Group 2 who chose the turquoise crystal for this week, please. Wow, arrow, focus. And again, we have that light here, almost like a sun. And we have the sun here and here as well. So we have direction, there's focus as well. This is wonderful. And you see all these different arrows, they're going all over the place. But now you are on this particular arrow. It's really shining gold and it's going in the right direction because of this connection you've got. It's almost like a connection you've got to your soul, to spirit, really, really enhanced this week, and it's giving you direction. And what's interesting, we have this darkness here, which is almost like, almost like it could be like part of the dark night of the soul representing that. But we have this lovely crystal clear sky, and you are riding the right direction in whichever way you're going. Okay, so it's a definite big step this week, Group 2. So what I'm going to do now, I am going to ask Spirit, do you have any further advice for people in Group 2 this week? Anything they could do, anything they could focus on to really help them this week and what is happening? Okay, what have we got? Wow, I can't believe this is on the bottom. Well, I can. It's such an intense reading. We have a High Priestess, so definitely about really increasing that connection to your soul. Now here we have the Strength card. Yes, this is the Major Arcana. So I feel it's almost like you're being infused with that strength, that golden light, that courage to go on with your spiritual journey. It's a Major Arcana, so it's something really, really major. I feel like help from Spirit is really coming in for you, and for you to embrace that as well. And again, we have that Eight of Swords. So this almost feels like just a little warning to try and not go back into this kind of sense of being mentally trapped. I see a lot of restrictions here. And if you do go into that phase, that's fine, but try and find a way of not being in it for so long. And then we have the Three of Pentacles. Wow. So to me, in this reading for you, this is about you really building a close bond, really using this time when you have this connection to Source to really get to know your spirit guides. Whoever resonates with you, it could be your angels, your guardian angel, as I said before, really get to know them, really get to work with them, and they will help you with that strength, that courage, so you won't feel that trap. So I think what they're really saying is, in order to get through this kind of energy, absorb the strength, from your guides, possibly find some way of communicating with them. This could be anything that really resonates with you, anything that helps you. For some people, it might be meditation. It could be doing something, even something you enjoy that makes you forget about all the things that have made you feel in this Eight of Swords energy. As I said in group 1, something that's totally different from work. It could be reading a lovely book, a novel, watching a TV program or a film that you like, spending time with friends, spending time alone, contemplating, walking outside, anything really, anything you enjoy. And that's really going to help you with this. It's going to really get you into alignment and really, really open up that space. Okay, so I'd like to know more about this actually, I want to know more about these two, please, Spirit. So I'm going to go back to this deck, I think. So for people in group 2, anything more about this advice that you have for them? So basically, I'm clarifying the Strength card and the Three of Pentacles. Okay. We have Six of Pentacles in the bottom. Okay, so yeah, this is inner work. Definitely, some element of shadow work is still important. If you have been doing shadow work, they're saying to continue it, and this will give you that strength to be able to face the challenges. And you won't feel so much in this energy because you feel so much more enlightened as well. And we have this golden light here, and we have the golden light here, and the golden line as well. And then, this is interesting. So I'm getting to feel with you, a lot of you in this group 2, that this Strength card is almost embodying a spirit guide, or definitely essence of your higher self. And it's really important to get a strong connection with them this week. Really try and connect to them in whichever way feels right for you. I feel a lot of you in this group have a lot of strong psychic ability. So really, really use them this week when the connection is so strong, especially since we're in such a transformational time, a very intense spiritual time as well, collectively. I think it's time for you to really tap into them energies, and that I'm really happy to connect to this particular spirit guide. So I feel there's a lot of teaching to you from your spirit guides, and learning as well. This is learning about yourself. This is analyzing as well, analyzing yourself. And this is actually providing you that path. Remember, we talked about that path that was lit up on your spiritual journey. We have a lantern, and he's holding the lantern. And again, this is lighting you on that path, on your spiritual journey. So this is very powerful. Also, the number 8 might be significant as well. So have a look at the number 8 in terms of numerology. I'm not an expert, but I think it might be something to do with hard work, all that sort of things. And also, yeah, strength, number 8, strength. I'm just thinking of the, that thought went then. Sorry. But yeah, but really, really, really interesting. Really important to get that connection. Okay, so I think I'm going to go to this deck now. So any advice for people in group 2, please, for this week, who chose the turquoise crystal? The power of purpose, yes. Okay, and this again, circular, and there's a target here. And what's interesting as well, we have the arrow which is hitting its target. So what it's saying is, be really, really clear about where you're going. But it's almost like you're not making an effort to be clear about it, because you've got such a strong connection to Source this week. It's almost like the light, the way is being guided for you. Remember, we have that star or sun here. as well. So the way is really, really highlighted. Again, be a good week to actually possibly, set goals, intentions, things like that. Especially as we are still in the waxing phase. So really think about if you did set intentions during the new moon phase. If again, look at my reading for the new moon, which I did a couple of weeks ago, because that will probably be really, really useful for you. So yeah, really think about those intentions and how you're going to achieve them and how spirit is going to help you with that. But again, we have to put in the work as well, as spirit augments it. Remember as well, on the 28th, we have a full moon. So this is when all of this energy starts to be released, the energy of intentions of where we're going. So it's going to be a very, very powerful full moon on the 28th as well, which is right at the end of the week. So really, really start to connect to these energies, and this will help you with your purpose, with the direction you're going towards on your journey. And one last card, please, for people in group 2 about the week ahead. Oh, we have 2. Wow. What a lovely combination. And we're talking about illuminating pathways. And what do we get? We have candle illumination. Really, that really, really wanted to come out. And also, extremely powerful combination. We have oracle wisdom. So really get to use your power as a natural oracle. Really open yourself up. Use that psychic ability that is natural in you. And that will connect you to your passion. We have a fire here. And also it will illuminate your path. Okay? Really strong connection here. Wow. It's almost like the temple. I see it. I don't know if you can see in the camera. It's like a temple of enlightenment as well. And we have the sun or a star above. And that's lighting the way. You're going through the door. Wonderful. Very, very powerful, intense week. Group 2. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you liked it. And I look forward to seeing you again. Goodbye. Hello, Group 3, and welcome to your reading. You chose the Black Tourmaline, and this reading will be about your week ahead. So we're going from today, the 22nd, Sunday, the 22nd of October, up until Saturday, the 28th of October, 2023. Okay, so when connecting to your energies, I'm getting a few different messages here, but I'm getting the main message is that you are a conduit this week. Is that you are conveying some kind of message, and it's really important that you convey it in the way that it's intended, in the way that it's supposed to be delivered. So often when we get a message from somebody, whether this could be I don't know, like an email message or a letter or a verbal message, and if you're the conduit or you have to deliver that message to someone else, sometimes when we pass it through obviously different people, we can get the message can be changed completely from what it originally was. So it's almost like I'm getting a sense that they want you to maintain the purity of the message. And what I'm seeing is that I'm getting an image of you or somebody who's kind of, they're standing in kind of a dark place, basically, in terms of, not dark in terms of negative, but it's nighttime. And you're kind of looking to the right and something is lighting up. And this to me feels like the right, it's very strange, the right way the message should be conveyed. And as it's lighting up, I'm getting it's like a structure of, it's almost like a bird or an eagle or something. It almost looks like, it's almost got an Egyptian feel to it as well. Almost like a symbol of Thoth or Thoth as well, which is really interesting. And I'm also getting like a map. Normally have in them films where they have them, when they show that somebody is traveling from one place to another, you see them going along the map, or you see them traveling along the map of the world, or in a little boat or a little dot or something. And I'm also seeing water. So it could be something that's overseas or over water or to do with water or traveling. So that would be really important for you this week. So something about traveling and about communication and delivering messages. So I feel that's really important for you this week. Okay. Let's begin. So let's have a look at what the tarot has to say. So for people in group 3 who chose Black Tourmaline, please can you give me some more information about what is in store for them this week? That's flipped over. That's interesting. He's almost delivering a message as well. The with his trumpet, the Gabriel or Archangel Gabriel in the Judgment card. So a message, please, for people, or what is in store for them this week for people in Group 3. But I feel like the right way is when you're delivering the message in the right way. I know it sounds a bit obscure, but it's almost like you're connected to a very high frequency, and that's the way the message is meant to be delivered. It might even be something simple like the way when you say something to somebody else, you're delivering a message. So it's important to deliver that in the right way. Okay, what have we got? So for some of you, it might not be a lot of interesting. The Hierophant on the bottom of the deck, which is also, Hierophant is about delivering messages from a very, very high source. So from spirit, but they're bringing it down to earth in a really, really grounded, understandable and clear way as well. So we have Ace of Wands. Again, I was talking about, that image of that, almost like that bird, that stone statue of a bird, and like a kind of Egyptian scene, and there was like a light behind it. And this Ace of Wands is about really lighting up that sky. Then we have Temperance, okay. And then we have the Three of Wands. So again, lighting. I've seen a lot of lighting it up, I can't even talk now, lighting it up. So almost like there was a dark sky and now it's been lit up. Okay, and then we have the Temperance card. So I'm seeing here a lot of protection, a lot of balance as well. So I feel that it's really what they're telling me is, because we saw the Archangel Gabriel flip up as I was shuffling, and also this Temperance, which I feel is the Archangel, which I know is the Archangel Michael. So this is about balancing all the elements. He's getting the perfect balance. And it's almost like these angels are looking down on you to make sure, and they're helping you to make sure you deliver whatever it is you got to say in the right way, and that you're connected to them when you're doing that. Wow. Interesting, I'm talking about voyages overseas as well. We have here the Three of Wands, which is he's looking out over sea. So maybe some of you might be embarking or making a decision about going abroad, possibly. It could be going abroad to work for a period of time. For some of you, not all of you, but for some of you, you're actually weighing things up, which again, you see with the Temperance card, they're starting to weigh things up. So maybe you could be receiving messages, and again, I talked about conduit. So it's important that you receive the messages in the right way. Also, when you're communicating, say for example, you're moving somewhere abroad, if you're trying to get a job, or it could be anything really, your communications with them would be really, really important. So it's important that you communicate with other parties or anybody else in a really, really clear way. So everybody is clear. That's what's really important here, especially since we have this lighting up. So clear communication is the key, very much so. So I want to know more about the Temperance card, please, Spirit. So for people in Group 3, please can you tell me more about the Temperance card? Funny, I saw that map and that boat going. So I do feel, yeah, quite a few of you are making some sort of decision about going possibly somewhere. And yes, there's some sort of, it's almost like I get a sense of, there is fear with this card, but more for you, I get a sense of bravery. And that you're making a decision and you're getting helped. And it's almost like you're getting rewarded for your bravery and your courage to take that next step in a new direction. And that protection from your guardian angel. It could be, it doesn't have to be Archangel Michael. It can be from any sort of angel that resonates with you or who is supporting you as well. It's almost like you get rewarded for that bravery and that courage. And so it's really important that you really tap into your intuition, and that will steer you in the right direction, that you're making the right decision as well, and that you're communicating properly, which is really important. Right, okay, so I'm going to get some I think I'm going to go to this deck first. So for group 3, please, information this week for people who chose a black Tourmaline. Also, what's interesting to note, so Archangel Michael, he's to do with protection, and also the black Tourmaline, which is a very, very protective stone. It protects you, it grounds your energies, but it's not just ground them, it actually protects you as well. So you are very, very protected this week, okay? Almost like the angels are with you when you make your decisions this week. So we have, funny we're talking about decisions, and then we have pendulum, decision, and also if you look at the pendulum, it's lit up, which is very strange. I saw that image. So you have a pendulum that's lit up. So really, really think about the decision you're making, and really think about your communication and the communication that you're receiving back. So it's really looking at it, I feel, in detail. So if, for example, if you get an email, that's just one example, or a letter, or anything that you're not sure about, any sort of communication that you're not sure about, really ask again, ask for clarification. Really important, because it feels like you're making a really, really important decision this week. So really get all the information first to give you that clarity, to light your path so you know where you're going. So it's important that you have all the information that you need. If you're not sure about anything, get all the information you need first. Okay, and then you can go forward more confidently. Okay, you won't have that nagging doubt as well. Okay, and whatever decision you make, that is obviously your business. Okay, but the most important thing is that you make an informed decision, a decision that feels right for you, and that's what really the message is that is coming through. Okay, so I'm going to go to this deck, I think. So Spirit, any more information please for people in group 3 for this week? A powerful move. Wow. Yes, what was I saying? So what's happened is you're getting all the information, all the clarity. Use the power of your guardian angels, work with them in whichever way feels right for you. And start to really get in tune with your own intuition. Be open to that, and your own intuition is really important to follow. If something doesn't feel right, try and find another option that feels right as well. And what happens is when you've made that decision, it's going to be very, very powerful for you. Then you can move, and it's going to be a powerful move in the right direction. And again, I talked about that winged statue, and we have a wing on top of here, and I think it's a rook. We're actually moving forward, and there's a key here. So there's nothing, you're going to be unstoppable basically, but just get all the information clear first, and make sure your information and what you're communicating is clear. So really what you're getting is a positive feedback, or a clear feedback. So the information you've given is clear, and what you're getting back is clear. So two-way clear communication is really important this week. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, group 3, I'm going to ask Spirit. So Spirit, for people in group 3, do you have any more advice for them? Anything that they can do, anything they can focus on to really help them this week with what is in store for them? Okay, I feel like I wanted to come out there. It's interesting, the 9 of Cups and the 5 of Swords flipped out. So 5 of Swords, okay. I see a lot of murkiness here. I just see a lot of being aware. I think what they're trying to do is being aware of illusion, deception, and really staying in that purity, staying in that light, and not to be swayed by other people, and really go on your intuition. If something feels very 5 of Swords energy, that kind of bleak energy, if you don't trust it, that is your angels telling you something. And then we have 3 of Cups. Beautiful. So it's almost saying, if you follow this advice, just go along with that positive flow, okay? Really connect to the right people, the people that feel right, the people that are on your, basically, not on your side, but have got your best intentions at heart as well. So really be aware of these type of people around you. They will help you. And there'll be a sign as well that you're being guided in the right direction. And then we have the Queen of Swords. So this to me is about you being really, really discerning. So the Queen of Swords, she's all about clarity. She's clearing. As you can see, all these clouds are descending. They're being blown away by this sword. And we have a bird here of communication. So she has a direct communication. She's getting rid of all these clouds of murkiness, of uncertainty, of possible deception. But yeah, she's clear about what she wants and she's making that firm decision. Okay, and then you know you're making a powerful move. Wow. Okay, so I'm going to go to some oracle decks now. So I want more advice, please, Spirit. So for people in group 3 who chose the black tourmaline, do you have any more advice for them? Or anything they can do or focus on to help them with whatever it is they're deciding, whatever it is they're communicating, whatever it is they're doing this week. Anunnaki light codes, again we're lighting up. Energetic shift, new information. Wow, new information. So be aware of what new information comes your way and really, really dissect it and really get to know, use your intuition. Does it feel right to you? And we have end of a cycle. It does feel like the end of a cycle. It feels like you're embarking on something new. So this could be when we're talking about traveling, yes, it could be physical travel, traveling overseas, going somewhere new. You could be studying somewhere new, moving house to a new destination. Okay, so get all the information first before you make that decision. Also, it could be more spiritual. It could be something that is indicating to you the event is some sort of cycle and you're moving forward in your spiritual journey as well. So just be aware of that. But the main thing is to have really, really clear, discerning communication and clarity. One more card, please. I'm going to go back to this deck, I think. So again, back to the Divination of the Ancients Oracle card. So anything more information, please. One last card for people in group 3 who chose the black tourmaline. What can they do? What can they focus on? Fire, spontaneity. So what I'm feeling is you will know instinctively when you have made the right decision. You will know instinctively when you've received that clarity, when something feels right. And what they're saying is act on that. When you know it's right, it will feel spontaneous. Then you'll be able to go forward, okay? But only when it feels right. Only when the information's clear and you have all the information. But it will be a very, very powerful move. So a very, very exciting week ahead for you, Group 3. I'd love to know, I'd be very interested to know more about it actually. I'm quite intrigued. But for now, thank you for watching and goodbye.